Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google Aapl. Let's get right into the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get into the daily on Facebook. So pretty much just some choppy, sloppy action, up and down, but what captures my attention is we made a breakout for an all-time high at 131.98, and then we pulled back, retraced it up to the 750 retrace, and then we came down to this point here. I don't know if it was news or the gap. I think it was a market gap down that day. But now we're chopping, slopping in a bearish manner, holding on to the 20 MA. They closed it right on top of it today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days sideways, some nice consolidation. I'd like to see a little bit more. I'd like to see it pushing up into the 7.5 or the 618 retrace, then fill the gap, and then possibly a sell-off from there. But it was 50 cents up on the day on a 50 down day on the Dow, so not a bad showing. Little charts were a little bit here and there today. Some were really running, some were just barely moving. But overall, just kind of a pause day on the markets. So Facebook daily looking a little bit bearish, but it is still in the high area above the MAs, still in a bullish stance, but setting up possibly for a little more downside. Weekly chart, same thing. We're playing this off the stopping tail. So basically, we're looking at it like this. If you're playing off the weekly chart, if it retraces back into the 750 or even goes up into this high pivot on this red candle, short this thing. Use the high right here at 132. A close above that with confirmation, use it as a stop out. Use tight money management, small share size. If you want to do 1,000 shares of this, if it gets up into here, add 500. If it gets up into here, add another 500, and then if it confirms, get out. You have a small stop out unless this thing rockets on earnings. Do not go into earnings on this one because at this point it can go either way. What I'm thinking is the SPY went sideways for basically 3 months with no news. Now they're waiting for news on these things to get these things going again. We had pretty good earnings last time. They popped it up. But again, we have a nice topping tail here on the weekly. If you want to play it short, use that as a stop out, but do not play this one into earnings. If this goes up on earnings, I will be shorting up here after the announcement. Period. Let's go Amazon. Amazon, we drew this trend line in. That goes back to 2014. Boom, boom, boom. We're up into it. Let's go back to the daily, though, first. You know, this thing's been moving up. And another one, I think it's moving up into earnings. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Earnings could be phenomenal, and I think this thing's still going to go down. But if you want to short this one, you can use this high, the all-time high, which is 339.95. Let's just go, or 839.95, or let's just go 840. If you want to short this one, if it closes above, say 855 to 860, you stop out. If it gets to 875 to 900, you reshort again. Do not play this one into earnings, for it could go up 50, it could go down 50. But at this point, it's getting a little bit stretched for me, where I think this one's almost time to go in. That's why I'm saying buy the rumor, sell the news on earnings. Weekly chart. Come on. So on the weekly chart here, if it will pop up, we close right on top of this line. We popped above. I want to see it close. I would like to see it get above, get into this blue line, which is roughly right around 869, 870 or so. You know, again, if you want to short this one, if it comes up into this area, just add more. I don't, you know, you got to use just strict money management on this one. You know, even 100 shares is a big position on this. So at least for me, you know, I try to keep my money management down. For this one, if I were to, you know, go say if I were to wanted to do 250 shares on this one, I would go 50, 50, 50, and that's it. I would add a 50 increments all the way to 250, and 250 would be my max position. So if you were in 100 shares up here and this thing starts to fall, this thing, you know, say your average price is 820 and this thing falls to 790, you have 100 shares. That's a great trade. Take a couple $1,000s and move on. Who cares? On to the next one. But again, I think it's just moving up on news, and they're going to do their own shipping. That's the only way these stocks are going up, people, is on news. Look at Netflix today, which we're going to get into next. Everything's going up on news. Tesla too. Oh my gosh, we need it to go higher. Just put some news out there. Tell everyone it's good again, and this is great, and that's great, and they're going to do all this stuff, and it's going to be great again. So weekly chart, we're above that. Let's see if we can close above this high, this green bar high on a weekly close, and we'll go from there. We're not doing the monthlies because it's too early in the month. Let's go NFLX again. News. I don't even know, something with Disney. Blah blah blah. You know, same old stuff. Like I said, the only way this thing's going up, I said this about a week ago, if it gets news. Guess what? It's getting news. But it got the news. But get this, and we went over this chart today, I think, in the live video. We did some streaming today. 102.59 went right into that gap fill. Close on the day is 102.63, so it closed a little bit above it, but I want to see it get to this 104 pivot, and I want to see it go through before I get bullish on this one. But ultimately, you do have a gap fill around 108.45, and you do have another pivot top right around 111.85. So if this one keeps getting some news, you're going to have resistance coming up in here, but if it keeps driving it, this is the area where you could possibly short. If you're short down here, make sure you have the correct position, maybe a half size or a three or a third size. You know, if you're going to do 1,000 shares on this one, you do 300, maybe 300 at gap fill, and another 400 at all-time high, and then play it with that. If it gets above here and close, you get the hell out. Simple. Just don't make it difficult, guys. Got to take the right size, share size, and if it goes up a little bit, you just deal with it. That's it. Make sure you take the right share size. Like I said, even if you took 500 shares of this thing, if it drops a couple bucks, you make a couple grand, you get out. But again, this is the weekly chart. You have the big pivot here right around the 104 area. And if it gets above that, so right now, technically, let me open this one up a little bit more. So technically, you're in the 618, you're in between the 750. This is the areas where it's going to. It's usually shooting over the 618. It's usually going to this area here, which is right around the 105. If it gets above the 104, 105 area, if you're not short this, start adding it short here. This was the big breakdown area where a lot of people got held up in there because, oh, look at it, look at it. Oh, it's going up. It's Netflix. Holy cow, get in. And then bam, right in their face. Kind of like this. Oh, it's Netflix. Get in. Again, we're above this inside bar, but on a weekly close, it needs to close above the $100 level. So on Friday, it needs to close above 100, or I don't believe that this thing's going up. I think it's a head fake to get everyone on board. Then we're going to turn around and jam it to us. But earnings coming up. They'll probably have good earnings or something. They'll do a stock buyback or whatever to get this thing rolling. But at this point, if you're long, start protecting it because we're running into some turbulence up in this area up here, especially if it gets up into this inside bar right up there. Protect it, take the money, or just ride it up and with a trailing stop. You know, just take it at this point. Don't just go straight down back into this area. You're gonna be, oh man, I should have took the trade. You could be buying back down here. If you want to stay on Netflix, bring it back here, buy it back lower. And on to the next one. Who cares? Let's go to Googl. So this one on the daily's just been chopping and slopping. They tried to break it out. You know, breakout, came in, breakout again, came in, breakout, came in. We're below the 20 MA again. We're slightly setting up in a bearish manner, but we were above all the MA, still technically bullish, but until it gets above here and starts to break out and get above the all-time high, which is 1906. Let me slow down here a little bit. Until it gets above there, we still have a gap, and then we have the double top right up here. So let's see what's going to happen. But again, like I've been saying, everything is a market trade. If the market's dumped, these are all going down. If the markets stay buoyant, then these can just chop around up and down and just basically shake people up and down and do whatever they want to do. They, the institutional money. Weekly, same thing, just kind of an inside bar. Bullish pattern, but they tried to break it out. They brought it back in. Let's see where this bar closes at the end of the week, and then we'll redetermine where this thing could possibly go. But the pattern's not bad. We're above the MAs. You know, I mean, this thing should start breaking out. Does it wait until earnings? Does it just sit here, chop around for another month, and then break out on earnings? I don't know. You know, you buy puts on this one, they just shake it, basically make it worthless. That's all they're doing here. Last 3 months, if you bought puts, you got creamed. So buying options right now are pretty tough. Writing calls or writing puts, that's what I'd rather do in these markets. Monthly chart, not too much. It got up in here. It's a little bit of a tail, not the best, not the worst, but if you want to play this thing short, if it gets above these highs, the 81906 area, then you just stop out. But don't play these into earnings. These could be really, really, really dangerous ones. So, I mean, they can either go up or they're going to get slammed. And if these start getting slammed on earnings, I think that's maybe when the markets could start selling, but we have a little bit of time for that. Let's do Apple real quick too here. I didn't say Apple on this one, but I know a lot of people are wondering about Apple. They're in this thing and it's not really going anywhere. The iPhone 7 had a launch, but this isn't a bad bullish pattern above the MAs. Again, I think they're waiting on earnings. It might be, buy the rumor, sell the earnings. We'll see. As long as it stays above this 20 and this 50, we're doing okay. But the 20 is going to be the big one. Let's go into the weekly. Yeah, weekly's okay. I mean, it came into this resistance up in here, and it's trying to hold it. We'll see where it closes on the weekly. Let's put a line in there. So that's right around 112.49. You still have some big pivots up in this area, right around the 123.74, and then this breakdown bar right in around 119, 120 area. So ultimately, you know what? I want to try a fib in here too. Let's see. Gosh, I knew it. So right into the 750 retrace, could not get above it. It did fill the gap here as well. There was a gap right at 113.28, filled it, came right below it. But again, you're starting a bullish pattern here with a micro bear coming in. So 50-50 going into earnings. If this does cross over here, the MAs, this could possibly help this one push up a little bit. But until we get above this 750, right around 115.25, this thing looks like it's going to consolidate or possibly move lower with the markets if the markets start to come in. Monthly, I don't know if there's anything on here really we can look at. Monthly, other than the retrace, we did get above the 20 MA. We did talk about that. So right now, in a monthly basis, we did close above this inside bar, which is slightly bullish. Let's see if we can confirm above that area next at the end of this month's close, which we have plenty of time. Ultimately, you want to see Apple get above the 120 and then the 123.75 area, 124. And possibly we can make a run for the highs again. So earnings are going to be critical right now that I look at these a little bit closer, especially on Apple, where it seems like, all right, you had the iPhone 7, now let's see what earnings do. But it could be buy the rumor, sell the news. Gosh, Apple. I'm a big Apple an Apple guy, and have the Apple products all my life. And man, this thing just cannot get going. But that's a good sign, closing above the 20 on the monthly. But again, we got 1 month away. If this thing comes right back in, then you better watch out on all these stocks. It could get nasty. So I think that's it. You know what? I'm going to look at one more. I'm going to look at BABA real quick. Only got about a minute here. So BABA, let's go to the daily. This thing was down 41 cents, nothing big. But again, we had a nice run on this thing. I mean, it's running out of steam, in my opinion. Go up, but it's still holding the 20 MA. This is another one that's going to rate for earnings. So it could have been buy the rumor, sell the news. Again, we pulled back. We're chopping around. We're still above all the MAs, so it is in a bullish stance. But we are developing a bearish pattern up here at the highs. Weekly chart. Same thing, we came right into this pivot area. This is pivotal on this one. It needed to get above this and confirm and keep rolling. But right now, we're right on top of it. It closed at 38. We're at 36, 2 cents above it. It's got to get above this area, especially these pivots right there. The 111.04. It needs to get above there. Then maybe we can get back to the 120 area. I think, was that the all-time highs here? Let's see. Oh, I'm running out of time. Yeah, so if we get back up, it needs to get above there. It needs to confirm. But if it starts running lower, I think we're coming back here into the 20 MA. There'll be some Fibonacci stuff here too. Let's see, we could throw a fib in there. So if we take that, well, let's take it from here. So we put the fib in there. Here's your stops on this one. You're gonna have about $100, 382s, 95.84. And ultimately it'll come into the 20 MA. Another stretch chart needs to come back in. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. I'm out of here. I will do some live stuff possibly tomorrow. We did about an hour and a half today just going over charts, and hopefully we get some trades in there. It's in the middle of the day where it's a little bit quiet. I mostly do my trades in the morning, then in the afternoon if there's any action. But again, thanks for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.